on Land, the title story, is about an encounter between two young people, which doesn't mean that we can't take it seriously. One of them is rather damaged. The other one is the narrator, who's a simple girl from Shillong, who's on holiday in a tea estate in Assam. I don't know if you've ever been to Assam, but the tea estates there dot the landscape like these beautiful sort of little, they're very self-contained. So she travels there with her parents, and she has an experience there which is rather life-changing. So this is from Boats on Land. I can measure our days together by the number of times we went to the river. 10 in 14 days, which by most accounts is not long. Yet a dragonfly, you told me, may live for only 24 hours. And if we were dragonflies, we would have spent 10 lifetimes together. When we went to the river that winter, you said it wasn't half as wide as during the monsoon, when the water stretched out vast and splendid as the sea. Instead, we had miles of sandy banks to write on with our footprints, or to sit and watch the Kaziranga forest on the opposite side darken as the light faded. Those were sun-tempered, smoke-hazy days that lengthened with the evening shadows until the nights seemed endless and intimately ours. You smoked cigarettes in secret. The ones you rolled burned like slender torches, pinpricks of light in a dark and unknown universe. You conjured them quickly, like a magician. Years of practice, you said. You were 19 then, 3 years older than me. We met because my parents and I went on holiday to Chandpari, a tea estate in Assam, one of many sprawling plantations of neatly trimmed bushes that spread for miles like a dense green carpet. Chandpari was 8 hours away, and my father drove there in our trusty grey ambassador. We soon left the pine tree slopes and winding roads of Shillong behind, and from about halfway at Jorabad, the highway flattened and widened, flanked by vast stretches of paddy fields lying crisp and harvested in the sun. We passed dusty hamlets that my father described as immigrant Bangladeshi towns, and great sandy lengths of rivers that only came to life in the summer. I awoke much later when we turned into a side road with the gate held open by a uniformed guard. We were on an avenue of tall birch whose silver-grey bark glinted in the twilight. The bungalow stood at the end of a long driveway. It was white, open, and airy, and our entire house back in Shillong could have probably fit into the veranda. That night, you shook me awake. Come with me, you whispered. Where? In reply, you took my hand and led me outside. The lawn was bathed in shadows from tall, edging trees, and even the flower beds disappeared into inky darkness. We headed to the far right of the garden, through a gated gap in the bamboo hedge, where the path opened onto a wide, overgrown airfield. Years before, your father had explained, when the Chinese attacked in '62, it was used to drop off food and weapons. At night, the field could have been a shimmering body of water, the way the grass rippled silver in the pale moonlight. We lay in the field, undiscovered in our kingdom of weeds. You asked me to look at the sky. The stars were numberless. Don't ask me about constellations, you added. I only know that's Orion's belt. I said I had Orion's belt on my neck. You pushed yourself up on your elbow. For the first time since we'd arrived, there was a look on your face I hadn't seen before. Interest. Show me, you said. I turned my face away from you and pointed to a mole just below my left earlobe. That's one. Another, lower, near the center of my throat. That's two. I undid the buttons of my night dress. The last one was far below the hollow of my neck. That's three. You traced a line over them all. You were smiling.